wanted to pop in really quick and let you know of a bonus video that we have for this series. I am super excited at the amazing knowledge, insight, and inspiration you'll get from all of our episodes this month. But I also wanted to provide a bonus video to help you actually implement what our amazing experts are sharing with you. To walk with you step by step in how to create intention, clarity, and a plan to have a successful new year. So stay tuned to the end of this episode so you can find out how to access our bonus video. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Oversight Global's A New Year, A New You series, where all December long we are closing out the year with clarity, intention, and inspiration for the new year. My name is Angelique Kapoor. I'm your series host, as well as the founder of Oversight Global. We're an organization that addresses the consciousness crisis in the world by educating and empowering leaders to be aware of and strive to fulfill their fullest potential and uniquely contribute to the world. I am so excited to welcome our guest, Lorraine Segal. She is a conflict transformation coach and consultant who was inspired to start her own business, Conflict Remedy, after surviving the 50s and 60s, as well as 20 years in toxic academia as a tenured professor. She now happily teaches, coaches, blogs, and consults around workplace conflict transformation. She is also the author of her new memoir, Angels and Earthworms, an unexpected journey to joy, love, and miracles about her life's transformation. Lorraine, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here again.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. What a treat to come back and talk to you again.
Well, thank you. So let's go ahead and dive right into talking about intentional goal setting. So what does intentional goal setting mean to you?
Yeah, these are interesting questions. I think it's very important to me to have goals and to set goals. And at the same time, I know for me personally, I also have to hold them lightly, because if I get too invested in my will and my goals, it doesn't end up as well. So and I was reflecting on how that is intertwined with the whole process I went through to write the memoir, because there were people who said have a daily word count, set the goal of when it's going to be done. And that just didn't work for me. But I did set the goal that I was going to finish it,
right,
and that I would keep working on it every week. And that balance seemed to work for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think, one of the things that comes to my mind when we use the word intentional with goal setting is really planting the seed and, having this focus. Whereas, before I became aware and conscious of myself and like things around me, I really was at the mercy of whatever the world and my experiences wanted to do to me. I didn't have any type of intentional goal setting. I just said, well, it would be nice to have a better job, or it'd be nice to make more money, but I wasn't really intentional about it. So I think, to me, the word planting the seed comes up, and it sounds like that's what you did when you were writing your memoir.
That's a really good way to put it, Angela. Yeah, planting the seed and sort of listening to the inspiration. And I feel like I took on the goddess's mission to she wanted me to write this book, right. But we didn't have every little tiny detail worked out.
Right,
and
right.
I think that's pretty human and natural.
Exactly. So what are your thoughts on really the importance of being intentional when we are setting our goals and pursuing them versus, this is a big time for setting New Year's resolutions, which a lot of it fizzles out before the first year or the first month of the year is completed. So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree with you that I think trying to set these huge goals, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, I'm going to find the love of my life, I'm going to, within it, I think it can kind of backfire. Right. I mean, we use the new year, but I believe actually that we can start setting our intentions any day, right now, today.
Right.
And I also think that, and boy, have I learned this the hard way, that tiny baby steps towards goals, if we can make a commitment to do those, are so much better because they're actually doable. And there's a wonderful quote, I can't remember if it's Mark Twain or Anthony Trollope, sorry, I should have looked it up.
Oh, no worries.
He said, habit is habit, not to be thrown out the window, but coaxed down the stairs a step at a time.
Mm,
And I just love that because I was thinking that, I exercise every day and I do exercises for my back and things every day.
mhm.
But I remember so long ago when I was young and I was having problems with my knees, it took me months to be able to commit to doing the 5 minutes of exercises that the doctor wanted me to do.
Mhm.
And for example, meditating for half an hour a day sounds great. But what worked for me was starting with walking meditations or sitting
Mhm.
and setting the timer for 1 minute
Right.
and then
Yeah.
very gradually working my way up.
Yeah.
And I
No.
think that it makes it seem so much more hopeful because you're less likely to get all the huge negative voices or to feel like a failure because you didn't reach your intentional goal if the goal
Mhm.
is to meditate for 1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The baby steps. Yeah, that's important. I mean, if we can take baby steps and make it consistent, I think consistency is the key because then it creates this habit. And then before we know it, we've met our goal and are far beyond it. So yeah, I love that. Small baby steps.
Yes,
So
yes.
what methods or strategies have you found to be successful for you when you're setting and pursuing your goals?
Yes, I love this question. Well, one thing that I was reflecting on is I love vision boards.
Mm-hmm.
And I created a vision board in 2007 that helped me. I didn't know what my next career was going to be, but
Right.
I gathered all these pictures and wrote things of what I wanted it to be, that I was valued, that I was being useful, that I was
Mm-hmm.
having fun, that I was making money. And it's still true, everything in that. And I did make another vision board for my book of, just that I wanted to write it, that I wanted it to be beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
so that vision boards, and then the thing about vision boards is you make them
Mm-hmm.
and then you let them go because
Right.
you can't make the vision come true. So you set that intention and
Mm-hmm.
then you let go. So, on sort of the spiritual global level, that
Right.
has really been helpful and nourishing for me. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a great believer. I'm going to hold up. I have one of those, the bullet journals.
Yeah.
My other one was a prettier color, and I set my goals, which are very general for the year. So these were
Mm-hmm.
my goals for 2022. And then I do monthly, and there are things like surrender everything, be grateful, get the memoir published, really big
Yeah.
kinds of things. And then I also have weekly to-do lists and daily to-do lists.
Wow.
And the way I do it is I divide my weekly list in three parts. There's work, business, writing in the book. That's
Mm-hmm.
one column. There's family and personal.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the goddess, as I call the divine. So I give her a to-do list too, which is, manage outcomes, guide, love, and protect me. And,
Right.
the family and personal can include exercise and getting to the dentist and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then I just do a daily list that's a combination of all of them from my calendar and things I want to do. And I love checking things off.
Oh
So
yeah.
I make little boxes next to my to-do list. So just so I can check them off. And if I did something that wasn't on my list, I will often add it with a little box so I can
Right.
check that one off too.
Yeah, I love that. I do that too. I do that too. I mean, I think especially those of us who are really organized and kind of type A personalities, when we how you mentioned where you create the vision board and then you just let it go. That used to be super hard for me when I first started to do intentional goal setting, because I was the type of person that I had to have a plan, and it had to be step by step of what I was going to do to reach my goal. So it really, yeah, exactly. It really took some work and growth for me to really get comfortable with, yeah, I'm going to set this goal, but then I don't need to figure out the how. The how will come. It's just, kind of setting that destination and that intention is the important part, and not worrying so much about, having a second by second, step by step plan in place.
Yeah, it's that illusion of control. And I know for me, what there's, you could call them prayers or affirmations that help me with this. And one is this or something better. And there's this other saying I love. I say goddess, but the goddess never says no. She says yes, not yet, or I have something better.
Right.
And it helps me kind of, it was something I learned also, again, more writing the memoir, of looking back over my life and realizing that things I thought were dead ends or big mistakes had actually led me here.
Yeah.
And there were things that happened that, for example, I had done a lot of work and writing and everything about my relationship with money. The things I was afraid of, what was holding me back, all of this. And it was beautiful work. But later I realized that it had actually healed part of my PTSD around bullying, that there was a connection with the spiritual work I'd done around money and how that healing came about, which I had no conscious knowledge of. That was clearly, miracles from the divine. And if I didn't even set that intention and I got the gift.
Yeah.
So sometimes we don't know, the actions we take, we think they're leading us one place, and they truly could be leading, we could get that benefit or we could get something much better.
Yeah, very true. That's so awesome. So how about, so what are other things that you feel contribute to somebody's success when they're setting, pursuing, and achieving their goals, other than intention? What other factors kind of factor into having somebody be successful at that?
Yeah, well, I think one of the most important things is loving yourself and feeling like you are okay exactly the way you are.
Right.
That you don't have to do this to be good enough.
Right.
I mean, this is something I work on a lot, of believing that I am enough right now. And the more work I do on loving and appreciating myself and those around me, and being grateful for what I have, the more that my goals feel like gravy, they feel like extra. And I think it creates more space for them. Because I know that I am so much more grateful for what I have than I used to be.
Right.
And I'm so conscious of all the blessings that are in my life. And, sometimes, I want more. Do I want Oprah to swoop down and take my book and put it on the bestseller list? Sure. But I'm also so grateful that I wrote it and that people love it. And, and I think that if you're coming from a place of beating yourself up and you're not good enough, I think you're fighting your way through that to reach any good goals. Whereas if you can come from love, be more peaceful about it, even if you're filled with longing, I think it helps.
I love that. That's such a gem of knowledge. Thank you for sharing that. So can you just share with our viewers again, who you are, what it is that you do, and where they can find your book and follow and connect with you?
Oh, thank you for asking that, Anjali. So my name is Lorraine Segal, as you know, and my business is called Conflict Remedy, and I coach and consult and train and write a blog about how to transform conflict to create more harmony and productivity at work, particularly. And you can find me at conflictremedy.com. That's where all of that is. And also now I have a book page as part of my Conflict Remedy website. You can you can find it from my main page, or you can add /book, and it's got all the places you can get my book. It's available both ebook and paperback on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, independent bookstores such as my local Copperfields and Powell's, which is the huge bookstore in Portland. And and I have a little newsletter for that with special offers and tidbits, and that you can also sign up for on the book page.
Awesome. Sounds great. And we'll have those links in the video description below so everybody can check out your book and connect with you and follow you. So
Yes.
What final thoughts and key takeaways do you have for somebody who's watching this episode?
I guess I would say that all of you watching this have amazing gifts to share. And you all deserve abundance and joy and love and right livelihood. And I encourage you to continue working towards it, or start working towards it with just little baby steps today. And you will be well rewarded.
Yes, so beautiful. Yes, baby steps, so important. Just get started. Just go out there and do it. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine, for being here and for sharing your insights and knowledge with us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, audience, for being here to watch us. And don't forget to check out our other episodes of the series as well. Remember to like, comment, and share if you're getting as much out of it as I am. And be sure to subscribe below if you haven't already, so you can be alerted of other episodes in our series, as well as other series and videos. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Wow, such amazing knowledge, insight, and so many wonderful gems and nuggets, right? I hope you took away some great tips and words of wisdom from this episode. Now, that bonus video that I mentioned about how to implement all this, you can find it in the video description below. Just click on the link. So excited for you as you create intention, clarity, and success for the new year.